And we're live.
I would go on what I called Skyrim Adventures. And that's when you get half an ounce of marijuana and 2 pipes and just as much Taco Bell and like hydration as you can handle. And I would just sit there and go into a realm of Skyrim that for 6 hours, just zoned the fuck out, just playing. And like Kitty would be downstairs like, hey, we take out the garbage, or we do this or that. And I'm like, Skyrim Adventure.
You gotta stop, man. My heart can't take this. Texas, there's no marijuana here.
Oh no.
I mean, Skyrim video games is so fun at PAX and like gaming events and stuff. And then I come back home and like, well, it's a dry state. Lovely.
Sucks to suck, man.
Yeah.
Nobody likes that.
I can relate.
Maybe we'll get that federal legalization in a couple of months. There's a chance.
I just wrote that down. So the House passed it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a symbolic measure, I imagine, right? Because
Agreed.
What a lot of people might not know is when the House passes it, that bill is passed for that session, which ends every 2 years, or in this case, in about 3 weeks. So it will get unpassed. I don't know the exact date. Maybe January 2nd. It's something close to that. So I don't anticipate the Senate taking it up and the president signing it in the next 3 weeks.
I totally agree.
I believe the I know. So there's a runoff in Georgia right now with the 2 senators. So if the Dems win both of those seats, they'll have a chance to vote on the bill.
Oh, even if they put it now, if the Republicans,
it'll be a new one. I think this one was a test run. I think they wanted to see if it would go through the House. And then if they win those runoffs and Biden gets in, barring some sort of weird disaster, then relatively early in the administration, they can just put the same bill right back through the same process and pass it on up.
Right. But when those 2 senators get their jobs, the bill will get unpassed. And they'll have to start over.
Yes.
Interesting. I've been misled.
Oh.
Wouldn't the House pass it again, though?
Probably. Assuming they consider it again, they might be more apt to pass it knowing that it doesn't mean anything than they will oh, well, shit, now that we have the Senate, did we really mean this? I hope, but I hope that you're right. And I think that you might be.
I bet it might go through even if the Republicans won the runoff. And they got they fully controlled the Senate. There's a couple of Republicans, isn't Rand Paul still in the mix? He's not voting against weed or anything. He'll vote in favor of that because he's all libertarian and shit. There's got to be a couple more in there.
It's a big weed company hiring Republican advisors as well.
It's about the Senate voting on it at all, though, right? So I agree with what you're saying. Maybe it would even pass, but Mitch McConnell has to allow it to be voted on, and historically that would be a thumbs down.
How much longer is he hanging out?
I think he's gonna die this term. Yeah, that's just me talking. I don't know. But
is he at the beginning? Did he just get reelected for 2 more years?
Did you just threaten Mitch McConnell?
No.
Did you see his hands?
That's what I was basing it on. Yeah. Did you guys see him turn part zombie?
He's got very old man hands, like the post IV bruising. Is what it kind of looks like.
Someone said it had to do with blood thinner medication.
That's possible. My dad has to be on blood thinner.
Oh God, his hands and mouth. And he's got hoof and mouth disease.
Hoof and mouth.
So if you're watching this,
oh God, that image is just kind of scary to me. Looking at it, I would say, oh my God, did you just get back from hiking on Mount Everest? Do you have what's the name?
Frostbite.
Frostbite. Do we need to do an emergency skin transplant? When I would see old people at church or at the hospital or something with hands like that, I would say to myself, my God, they must be in trouble. We need to get some medical help for these people or comfort them on their way out, perhaps.
Or it would be funnier is if right behind him there was a staffer with a broken orbital bone and swollen. It's just
that'd be a good look for him.
The secret kink is beating up interns.
Just beats the shit out of someone with his old hand.
When I first saw it, my natural assumption was that it was photoshopped. I'm so skeptical of still images now. Even videos I'm pretty skeptical of, but still images in particular. You can just crank up some contrast and such. But it came from, on the screen is the sun, but it came from pretty reputable sources, his hands and his lip. That's just what he looked like. He looked bad. I guess he's a little better now.
Blood thinners. You bruise like crazy on blood thinners. My dad was playing goalie in my basement a year ago or so when he first started taking his blood thinner medication, and I wasn't even shooting very hard at him, but hit him in the quad area, and within 20 minutes, it looked like he got shot with like a beanbag, and it was just a light puck. So like, yeah, I guarantee, I would bet $2 that came from taking blood medication and then taking an IV right in the hand and just.
It's both hands though.
Yeah, both of them. He was double. You need to be twice as healthy.
Both hands
Okay.
and his lips.
And his lips.
I might take your $2.
The HD photography and video on the internet has been revealing so much crazy stuff. It's mostly like politics and celebrities because they hyper focus on these people. But I'm sure you guys saw like Rudy Giuliani wiping boogers on his face.
Oh yeah, man. I've talked about that a lot.
Yeah, like it just, but that constantly goes when you're on camera. Like when like this show here, you can't make mistakes. They're not things going on in the background that people won't notice because it's always recorded and being picked apart and analyzed.
Did you see
Well, I'll
him
try not to wipe any
boogers
boogers on my face tonight.
Did you see him wipe them on his girlfriend or whoever that woman was?
No!
He
He gave her booger bukkake.
I don't know if it was boogers. I think he was wiping the sweat off, and then he like put it on his hand, and then he it was like he was rubbing her, and through the kindest lens, he was like showing her some affection or something. But
he anoint her and snot.
But he had just like either, I don't know if it was snot or I think he has like a really sweaty forehead. Like I guess that's a balding thing. And
a high stress situation. I mean, I know that we're all political experts, of course, but sitting in front of a big panel answering hard questions cannot be easy.
Yeah. No.
Never had to do anything like that.
Perhaps.
Plead the fifth.
Yeah. So Giuliani, I wonder how sick he is.
Well, I think that
Hopefully very.
in the first 5 years of your life and the last 5 years of your life, you should be allowed to wipe boogers on people without getting in too much trouble.
I hadn't thought about the first 5, but you're right.
You remember that? Remember that terrible TV show, Designated Survivor?
Yes.
Where like all of Congress and the president and everyone gets wiped out in one fell swoop.
Very good.
Am I the only one who?
episode.
And they're like, oh no, whatever will we do? Am I the only one who thinks that if that actually happened, like there would just be parties in the streets and rejoicing everywhere?
Dude, there would be like genuine parades all over the country.
Yeah. Yeah.
For a short period of time before the power vacuum totally collapsed.
I
God,
think
we just elect new
conspiracy
people.
Theorists would go wild.
They would.
They would surely
who did it?
believe it was those other people that did it.
Well, that was the case in the TV show. Spoiler alert for a terrible, terrible
Fuck.
show.
They even put that spoiler in the trailer for it. I remember watching that on like Fox back when I had old square TVs.
Just watch the pilot. It's a very good opening episode.
Yeah.
The first
The first
episode
3
is
episodes,
so
maybe.
good. Yeah, they'll get you to watch a whole season and wonder why.
Oh, not just one for you? Lucky.
I think
Lucky.
I got into
I was
two.
watching for years.